Celtic News has an exclusive tonight on a big transfer target who is open to a record fee move to Parkhead. There is also a deadline set on one of Celtic's outgoing deals, a Premier League club sniffing around one of Celtic's own young stars, and some very important news involving two former Celtic managers. Let's get into it, but first make sure you like this video and subscribe to the channel for more Celtic content. Celtic are closing in on a potential record signing this summer, with Celtic News exclusively reporting that Moroccan midfielder Soufiane El Fawzi is open to a move to Parkhead if the club comes forward with an offer. El Fawzi, 23 years old, has just helped Schalke win the German second division title and secure promotion back to the Bundesliga. He was one of the standout players in the division throughout the campaign, and his performances have now attracted serious interest from clubs in the Premier League and Bundesliga, as well as from Celtic. The numbers involved are significant. Celtic News understands that Schalke have placed a fee of around £10 million on the player, with add-ons that could push the total beyond £11 million. That would make him Celtic's record signing, surpassing the fee paid for Arne Engels back in 2024. Schalke have also offered El Fawzi a new contract, as they try to keep hold of their talisman ahead of their first Bundesliga season back in the top flight. Despite that, the player is understood to be open to leaving. Celtic have not yet made a formal approach, but El Fawzi fits exactly the profile the club's recruitment team has been asked to find. Celtic scouts have been tasked this summer with identifying a box-to-box number 8 as well as a ball-winning number 6. And El Fawzi's ability to operate in those roles is understood to be a key part of the attraction. Champions League football on the table at Parkhead is a real selling point. El Fawzi has been following Scottish football and was on the radar of a rival club before his breakout season in Germany. The door is open. Whether Celtic push it wide depends on what happens with the manager appointment and the direction of the summer window. Now for the main story, as Celtic have set a deadline in the Luis Palma transfer saga, with Polish champions Lech Poznan given until Monday the 8th of June to activate their option to buy the Honduran winger permanently. Palma spent last season on loan at Lech and played a major role in their title win, finishing the campaign with 11 goals and 7 assists across 45 appearances. By any measure, that is an outstanding contribution, and it is exactly why the debate around his future has dragged on all summer. The issue has been money. Celtic have been holding firm on the reported €4 million option to buy that was agreed as part of the loan deal, while Lech have been trying to negotiate the fee down. That standoff has left the situation in limbo, despite both sides having a clear interest in getting it done. Now, according to Honduran outlet Diez, Celtic have drawn a line in the sand. Lech have 5 days to trigger the agreed clause at €4 million. If they choose not to do that, the option expires and the situation becomes more complicated. Other clubs could enter the picture, and Lech would have to come back with a lower offer that Celtic may or may not entertain. Paying €4 million would break Lech's own transfer record, which explains the hesitation. But Palma proved himself throughout the entire season in Poland, and finding a replacement of that quality would not be straightforward. Celtic, meanwhile, originally paid around £3.5 million for him from Aris in 2023, so they are fully expecting to at minimum recover their investment. If Lech do not trigger the clause, Sevilla have been mentioned as one club keeping a close eye on developments. The clock is ticking. In other news, Callum Osmond is already attracting Premier League interest just 1 year into his Celtic career, with West Ham United reported to be keeping close tabs on the 20-year-old striker. West Ham's interest is not new, according to the report, with the Hammers said to have followed Osmond during his time in Fulham's academy before he made the move to Glasgow last summer. That interest has only grown after the glimpses he showed this season, despite a hugely frustrating campaign disrupted by injury. Before a hamstring problem ruled him out for a significant period, Osmond had already shown real quality. He scored after coming off the bench in Celtic's League Cup semi-final win over Rangers and returned towards the end of the season to make a big impact. Most memorably, he came off the bench on the final day against Hearts and scored and assisted in just 17 minutes, helping Celtic clinch the title. 4 goals and 1 assist in just 7 appearances shows what he is capable of when fit. West Ham suffered relegation from the Premier League this season and are now preparing for Championship football. They are expected to target younger, developing players as part of their rebuild, which makes Osman's profile attractive to them. But Celtic will have no interest in selling a 20-year-old striker they only signed a year ago and who has barely had the chance to show what he can do consistently. If he stays fit next season under a new manager, there is every chance he becomes a key player at Parkhead. Celtic will be backing themselves to hold on to him. In other news, Celtic have parted ways with defender Stephen Welsh by mutual agreement, terminating the final year of his contract, and the view from Celtic News is that this is actually the right call despite the eyebrows it may raise. Welsh came through the Celtic Academy and spent years at the club, giving everything asked of him without complaint. He filled in across difficult periods, never caused problems, and never embarrassed the club publicly. But the opportunities simply never came consistently enough. Despite periods where he looked ready to establish himself, Welsh has played just 24 times for Celtic across the last 4 seasons. 24 appearances across 4 years for a 26-year-old centre-back is not a career. It is a stall. By releasing him now and mutually terminating the contract, Celtic are giving Welsh something genuinely valuable: freedom. No transfer fee attached means clubs in France, Poland, and elsewhere can offer him better wages and stronger terms. He can go wherever is right for him rather than being dependent on Celtic agreeing to a sale. His loan at Motherwell this past season was excellent and showed he absolutely has the quality to play at a decent level when given consistent football. Yes, Celtic could probably have squeezed a small fee out of the situation given his form on loan. But Welsh has given years of loyal service to this club. Sending him out the door with the chance to properly restart his career is the least they could do. He has earned that fresh start, and the Celtic support will be right behind him wherever he ends up. Good luck, Welshie. Lastly, there is some difficult but important news to close on today, as 2 former Celtic managers have revealed they are battling prostate cancer. Former Celtic boss John Barnes has spoken publicly about his own diagnosis for the first time, admitting the situation had largely been kept private until now. Barnes said it was his children who pushed him to get tested, something he is now hugely grateful for. He has used the opportunity to encourage other men to speak up about health concerns and not let embarrassment or pride stop them from getting checked. He said, "Men have to then bite the bullet and swallow their pride and admit if they have problems and say it. So it's a good thing that has come out." Barnes also confirmed that he has come through treatment well, saying, "I'm fine, I have my PSA and everything is okay." His announcement comes on the same day that Celtic legend Kenny Dalglish publicly revealed he is currently fighting the disease himself. The timing of both pieces of news on the same day has drawn enormous attention and has naturally sparked an important wider conversation around men's health. Both Barnes and Dalglish are Celtic legends who gave so much to this club and to football. Nobody wants to see them going through something like this. But the fact that both are speaking openly about it and using their platforms to encourage other men to get tested is genuinely important. Early diagnosis saves lives, and if either of these 2 men's stories prompts someone watching this video to go and get checked, then some real good will come from it. We send our thoughts to John and Kenny and wish them both a full and speedy recovery. Hail, hail. That's all the latest Celtic news for today. Make sure to hit that like button, subscribe if you haven't already, and drop a comment below with your thoughts. I'll see you in the next one. Hail, hail.